Have you ever pondered how your internet usage might contribute to global warming? It's a thought that doesn't typically cross our minds, isn't it? We often associate energy consumption with industries like manufacturing or transportation, but seldom with the internet. Yet, the reality is quite different. Our digital world, the internet, is powered by data centers, these vast, sprawling complexes filled with servers, storage systems, and network equipment. And guess what? These data centers consume enormous amounts of electricity. In fact, some estimates suggest that the growth of data centers' energy use could be unsustainable in the next decade. Now let's talk about your smartphone, a device that's become an extension of ourselves, right? We spend hours scrolling, streaming, posting, and playing games. But did you know that these internet activities on your smartphone significantly contribute to energy consumption and consequently global warming? Yes, every click, every scroll, every video watched, every game played, they all add up. And it's not just your smartphone, it's the billions of smart devices worldwide, all connected to the internet, all consuming energy. Back in 2020, internet usage accounted for approximately 1.7% of global energy consumption. With 4.1 billion users worldwide, that's a lot of energy. But energy consumption is just part of the story. The internet's impact on global warming goes beyond that. It contributes to greenhouse gas emissions similar to the global airline industry. It's hard to believe, but the internet's carbon footprint is that significant. But here's the thing. Most of us don't see this. We don't see the electricity powering the data centers. We don't see the greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere. It's an unseen impact, a hidden cost of our digital lives. It's a surprising fact, isn't it? But how does this compare to other industries? Let's put things into perspective. How does the internet's energy consumption compare to other major industries? Imagine a world where every click, every download, every streamed video consumes energy. The internet, a seemingly invisible network, is a massive power consumer. In fact, in 2020, internet usage accounted for approximately 1.7% of global energy consumption. Stack this up against other major industries. The global airline industry, for example, with its fleets of jet planes crisscrossing the skies, also accounts for around 1.7% of global energy consumption. That's right, your binge-watching and social media scrolling have an energy footprint similar to that of air travel. Now, consider the manufacturing sector, notorious for its energy consumption. The construction, operation, and maintenance of factories, the production of goods, all of these processes consume vast amounts of energy. Yet, the internet, with its data centers and billions of devices, is rapidly closing in. The transportation industry is another major player in the energy consumption game. From cars to trains, ships to planes, moving people and goods around the world eats up a significant portion of our energy resources. Yet the seemingly intangible internet is not far behind in its energy demands. And it's not just about energy consumption. With energy use comes carbon emissions, contributing to global warming. The internet's carbon footprint, as a result, is also considerable. Around 1.7 billion tons of greenhouse gases are emitted annually due to internet use, a figure comparable to the emissions from the global airline industry. It's clear that the internet's energy consumption is a significant concern, but what are we doing about it? There's another side to the story. The internet economy is also helping in reducing the energy consumption and resource usage. Now, let's pivot a bit and dive into how the internet economy is also a force for good. The shift towards online businesses and e-commerce has led to significant energy savings. These savings are seen in sectors like construction, manufacturing, and transportation. Let's break this down. In the traditional brick-and-mortar model, businesses require physical spaces. This leads to increased construction, which is an energy-intensive process. However, with the rise of e-commerce, we see a decrease in the need for these physical stores, reducing the overall demand for construction and thus the energy consumption associated with it. Next, we have manufacturing. Online businesses allow for efficient inventory management. This means that products are only manufactured as per demand, reducing excess production and waste. This efficiency not only saves energy, but also reduces the use of resources. And what about transportation? Online businesses have revolutionized the way we shop. Instead of driving to multiple stores, consumers can now browse and buy products from the comfort of their homes. This shift in consumer behavior reduces the amount of energy used in transportation, significantly cutting down the carbon emissions. But the positive impact doesn't stop there. Companies that heavily rely on the internet, like Amazon, are making efforts towards using 100% green electricity by the year 2025. Their commitment to renewable energy is a step towards offsetting the carbon emissions generated by internet usage. So, while there's no denying that the internet contributes to global warming, it's also crucial to recognize its role in fostering a more sustainable energy economy. The internet, in its current form, is a double-edged sword. It's a major energy consumer, yet it's also paving the way for a more sustainable future. While the internet is part of the problem, it's also part of the solution. However, we must also consider our individual roles. So, what can we as individuals do to reduce our internet-related carbon footprint? Well, there's a multitude of practical steps we can all take to lower our environmental impact. You might be wondering, how can I, a single person, make a difference? But trust me, every little bit helps. It all adds up. First off, consider shifting your communication methods. Opt for text-based and audio communications over video when possible. This simple change can drastically reduce the amount of data being transferred and consequently the energy consumed. Next, let's talk about streaming. We all love our high-definition videos, but they are significantly more energy-intensive than their lower-quality counterparts. So, the next time you're binge-watching your favorite show, consider lowering the video quality. It may seem like a small sacrifice, but if everyone did this, the cumulative effect would be enormous. Then, there's the question of how you connect to the internet. Mobile networks tend to consume more energy than Wi-Fi, so whenever possible, switch to Wi-Fi. Not only can this save battery life on your device, but it also reduces the overall energy demand of the internet. Lastly, remember to power down your devices when they're not in use. Leaving them on standby still consumes energy, so turning them off completely can contribute to energy savings. And it's not just about changes at the individual level. We can also advocate for larger systemic changes. Support companies that are committed to sustainability and green energy. Encourage the businesses you patronize to shift towards more sustainable practices. We have a voice, and we can use it to effect change. Remember, small changes can make a big difference. But what about the future? Looking ahead, what does the future hold for the internet and climate change? The dance between the internet and climate change is a complex tango, with each step impacting the other. Climate change, driven by rising global temperatures, poses significant threats to our internet infrastructure. Picture this. Rising sea levels could potentially submerge thousands of miles of fiber cables in the next 15 years. This isn't a science fiction dystopia, it's a plausible future scenario that could dramatically impact our connectivity. But it's not just about the physical threats to our infrastructure. The virtual world also needs to undergo systemic changes to reduce its carbon footprint. The internet's massive energy consumption, particularly from data centers, contributes significantly to global warming. It's like having a gas-guzzling SUV in your living room, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what can we do? How can we ensure that our digital life doesn't contribute to the demise of our physical world? The answer lies in sustainable web design initiatives. By reducing the bloat of unnecessary data, limiting the energy drain from intrusive advertising, and curtailing the surveillance that adds extra load to our servers, We can make our internet usage more environmentally friendly. We also need to shift our focus to renewable energy sources. Many major companies, like Amazon, are already working towards using 100% green electricity for their operations. With the right push, this could become the norm rather than the exception. The future of the internet in the face of climate change may seem uncertain, but with conscious efforts and innovative solutions, we can navigate this digital landscape responsibly. As we move forward, it's crucial to consider our internet usage habits and their environmental impact. After all, the future of our planet depends on it.